Hello, nice of you to join us on Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iwiwu. Today we'll be taking a look at the northwestern region. But before we get into most of the news trending from that region of the country, let's have a look at the top stories making the rounds at the moment. The Supreme Court has reserved judgment in the suit filed by 16 states challenging the constitutionality of the laws establishing the EFCC and two others to a date to be communicated to the parties. At the resumed hearing on Tuesday, Imo, Bauchi, and Osun states joined the suit as co-plaintiffs, while Anambra, Ebonyi, and Adamawa states announced their decisions to withdraw their suits. The trial suits were struck out accordingly by the court. The Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi San, who was present in court as the defendants had craved the court's indulgence to take the process they filed on Tuesday morning. Justice Uwani Abba Aji thereby granted leave to the defendants to use the reply on point of law filed on Tuesday. A former House of Representatives member, Farouk Lawan, has been released from prison after serving a 5-year jail term. The former lawmaker was released on Tuesday morning from the Kuje Correctional Facility. Mr. Lawan, a former chairman of the House of Representatives probe panel on oil subsidy regime, bagged a 7-year jail term for receiving a $3 million bribe from businessman Femi Otedola. Justice Angela Otalako of the FCT High Court at Apo found the former lawmaker guilty on all 3 counts charges the ICPC preferred against him. The judge also ordered him to refund $500,000 to the federal government. The former lawmaker was seen in a video driving out from the Kuje Correctional Center after his release. 3 people have been killed and 2 rice farmers abducted in a bandit attack between Bangui and Kotonko in Mariga local government area of Niger State. The assailants are said to have blocked the road, shooting at vehicles traveling along the route. Among the victims are the driver of a car, a young girl, and a passenger. The victims were traveling to the market when the attack occurred. In addition to the killings, 2 rice farmers harvesting on their farm about 2 kilometers from the town were abducted by the bandits. The bandits also attacked another vehicle carrying bread during their assault. The chairman of Mariga local government area, Abbas Musa Kasua Garba, confirmed the attacks and sympathized with the victims' families. He highlighted the persistent insecurity in the area due to the proximity to Zamfara, Kebbi, and Kaduna states, where bandits frequently strike before retreating to their camps. The Kaduna State Quality Assurance Authority says it will soon go after over 200 unregistered private primary and secondary schools operating illegally across the state, including standardizing fee structure in private schools. The Director General of the authority, Professor Usman Abubakar Zaria, who made the disclosure at a one-day education summit and distribution of laptops and other learning materials to schools, said some of the unregistered private schools have been operating illegally in Kaduna State for many years, without registration with the State Ministry of Education in order to avoid regulation and evade tax payments to the government.
The Kaduna State Schools Quality Assurance Authority is at the forefront of transforming the education sector in Kaduna State, aligning closely with Governor Obasani's sustained agenda, which prioritizes education as a key driver of human capital development. This education summit is part of the state government's strategic plans to sensitize education stakeholders from public and private schools on the activities of the agency. They are asked to embrace the innovative measures and policies that are being used to revolutionize the Kaduna State educational landscape under the administration of Governor Obasani.
We are all aware that education remains the key aspect of governance under the current administration, and everything that needs to be done is being done to achieve significant milestones in the education sector, being the #1 component of the human capital development agenda of the administration.
Part of the duties of the Kaduna State Schools Quality Assurance Authority is to regulate the academic curriculum and operational standards of public and private schools, and in discharging this mandate, The authority says it has uncovered hundreds of private primary and secondary schools operating illegally in the state for many years.
We register all private schools according to their types and categories. I'm sure NAPS will understand the language of categories there. And we keep adequate statistical records of all private schools operating in the state, as well as we liaise with relevant agencies to ensure that schools environment of all registered schools is conducive and has adequate facilities for learning.
Established under the law number 13 of 2017, the Kaduna State Schools Quality Assurance Authority oversees the academic curriculum, fee structure in private schools in addition to real-time monitoring of general learning environment.
What we are trying to do with the private school sector is we are now regulating how much is being charged. We are now looking at the value of what they are giving vis-a-vis what they are charging. We continue to emphasize the fact that establishing a school must go through the laid down laws. You know, no school is allowed, no private school is allowed to accommodate a student from another center without having to go through the Quality Assurance Authority.
Laptops and other learning materials are distributed to some schools to help them achieve these tasks and improve the standard of teaching and learning.
The Kano State Governor Abba Yusuf has vowed to employ students who were sent abroad on scholarship for their master's degree. The governor revealed this in an interview with Channels Television when he received the first batch of the 1,001 students after their graduation. Our correspondent Sadiq Eliasu has more on the report.
The first batch of the 1,001 students sent on scholarship by the Kano State government has returned to Nigeria after completing their master's degrees. They graduated with first-class honors, and joy is evident on their faces upon their return.
Today, we are coming out of the plight, all of our faces smiling, all of our faces gleaming with the light of happiness. We are very proud of Kano State government. They have sponsored our education, and not only that, all of the 29 members or 29 Kano State scholars at SR University have successfully passed all their examination. They have all passed with the first class.
We have some plans on ground that we've started working out with my colleagues there. So we hope that if we implement it, it will help the youths and women particularly. That is what we have on ground, but we are not going to discuss in details. We are so very excited. I don't know the words to use to show my appreciation and happiness, and I want to thank the Kano State government for giving us this opportunity, because it's a great opportunity to meet different people around the world, meet different culture and study among, giving me the best.
The Kano State Governor, Abba Yusuf, who was accompanied by Senator Rabiu Konkoso, vowed to provide employment opportunities for the young graduates.
Today is one of the historic day in the administration of the NNPP in Kano State. As you rightly asked, today we received the first batch of the graduated students that have been sent to different universities in India to study different courses in master's degree. Last year, October. And I'm very happy to say that all of them were successful in their examinations, in whatever they did. And today they are back to us, and we feel very, very much happy. Let me say that this is the first batch.
The governor's promise to employ the returning students will ensure their contribution to the growth and development of Kano State. Sadiq Ilyasu, Channels Television News.
The defense headquarters of Nigeria has launched Operation Hansa Yama in the northwest region of the country to address the escalating banditry in the area. This move is aimed at restoring peace and security to the region, which has been plagued by violent attacks and kidnappings for several years. As part of this initiative, the theater commander of the operation, Major General Oluyinka Shoyele, pays a courtesy visit to Governor Dauda Lawal of Zamfara State, during which he confirms news that additional troops will be deployed to the state to intensify efforts in combating the criminal activities of bandits.
We are more committed than ever to ensure that Zamfara State and other states in the northwest and part of the north central are free from all terrorist activities. We are much more than ready and to take the battle to them. We are not waiting for them to come to the roadside or to do all these legal activities, abduction, kidnapping, and the rest. We are taking the war to them. It's either they surrender or they die.
On a courtesy call, Kinga.
Governor Lawal is relieved by the good news as he promises to give the necessary support for troops to succeed in their operation. The state government believes the establishment of Operation Fansayama in northwest Nigeria is a step in the right direction to eliminate banditry in the region, in addition to other steps being taken to get communities to be more involved in the fight, including threats to sack villages, aiding bandits with their nefarious activities.
I remember when the Chief of Defense Staff some few weeks ago was here, and he made mention of the fact that there's going to be a new theater commander that will be responsible for this region to take care of some of the security challenges we're facing, especially in Zamfara. And I'm happy to say that he has resumed and he's here, and we discuss issues. Of course, it's not something that we're going to tell the press because it's a security matter. But the bottom line is he is here with us in Zamfara State and he has assumed office.
At least 1,067 victims of the 2024 flood disaster in Katsina State have benefited from financial and relief material support carried out by the state's government. The gesture, according to Governor Diko Rada, was aimed at helping the victims to rebuild their houses and restore their livelihood. Governor Diko Rada, while flagging off the ceremony at the premises of the Katsina State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, announced that the total financial support allocated to the victims stands at 451,808,000 naira.
Relief is coming the way of communities already devastated by flooding in Katsina State, as the state government is bringing succor to 1,067 victims with relief items to enable them rebuild their homes and restore their means of livelihood. 439 victims whose houses were completely washed away by the water will receive the sum of 600,000 naira each, while 628 victims whose houses sustained serious damage will receive the sum of 300,000 naira each. Others whose houses were partially damaged were assisted with roofing sheets, cement, as well as galvanized roofing nails.
This funding is aimed at providing relief to the victims and helping them rebuild their lives. Following the careful verification process, it was established that a total of 1,057 individuals across the state are in need of the support. In light of this, the state government has procured building materials worth 200 million, which will be distributed to 1,772 victims whose houses were partially damaged.
The Executive Secretary of the Katsina State Emergency Management Agency, Binta Dangani, reveals that the financial support program will continue in phases until all of the affected victims receive relief items.
Today we are here to witness yet another flag off of 2024 flood victims assistance, which is in two categories, i.e. Category 1 will receive about 600,000 naira. Those with total damage, while category 2 will receive the sum of 300,000 naira serious damage each across the state. However, the program should inclusive until all the affected victims by the able leadership and gesture of His Excellency Madam Ratna.
These beneficiaries, drawn from 34 local government areas of the state, also received bags of rice donated by the state government by the Bank of Industry to cushion the effect of hardship facing most people in the state.
The Katsina State government has directed the immediate closure and revocation of registration and licenses of all private health training institutions operating in the state. This directive followed the recent findings by the State Ministry of Health about the operations of numerous unregistered private health training institutions, many of which operate under questionable standards in the states that have raised serious concerns. The Special Advisor to the Governor on Health Institutions, Honorable Umar Mamada, while addressing a press conference at the Katsina State Secretariat complex, revealed that some of these institutions do not meet the necessary requirements to operate as private health training institutions in the state as provided by law, posing significant risks to the general public. He explained that this decision will remain in effect until a thorough re-evaluation and fresh re-registration process is undertaken, ensuring that every institution meets the stringent health standards required to operate. He called on proprietors to come to the State Ministry of Health with all necessary documents from Thursday 24th to 25th Friday 2024 for verification and fresh registration, meeting with a special committee chaired by the Honorable Special Assistant to His Excellency on Health Issues. The Federal High Court in Kano has sacked the chairman and members of the Kano State Independent Electoral Commission, KISEC, from overseeing the upcoming local government elections slated for October 26, 2024. The court ruled that the KISEC leadership are card-carrying members of the ruling New Nigerian People's Party, NNPP, and do not meet the civil service requirement of being at least on grade level 14. This decision, handed down just 4 days before the election, was delivered by Justice Simon Amobebe in response to a suit filed by Aminu Tiga, a member of the All Progressives Congress APC, against KISEC and other state officials. Justice Amobebe also directed law enforcement agencies to ensure immediate compliance with the ruling. Kebbi State Governor Dr. Nasir Idris has reaffirmed his commitment to resume construction of the abandoned section of the Koko Mahutu Dabia Road as soon as the federal government completes the documentation for its handover to the state. This announcement was made during an assessment visit by the Federal Ministry of Works, signaling the final phase of the project's transfer. The road connects 7 local government areas in southern Kebbi, and its complete state has raised concerns among motorists and residents.
This 87-kilometer Koko Mahuta Dabai Road in Kebbi State, awarded in 2021, has faced several delays over the years, which prompted Governor Nasir Idris to seek the federal government assistance to allow the state government take over. It's an important project to the state as it connects 7 local government areas in southern Kebbi, and its incomplete state has raised concerns among motorists and residents. Represented by the Speaker of the Kebbi State House of Assembly, Muhammad Usman, Governor Idris receives the federal team, which is tasked with evaluating the completed work and assessing sections yet to be finished by the state. He thanks President Bola Tinubu for addressing the concerns of Kebbi State residents.
It's the last exercise you will undertake. This will make the federal government to revoke this contract and give the state government to handle the construction.
The Kebbi State Controller of the Federal Ministry of Works, Ishaya Joseph, says the assessment is part of the final steps toward the project's revocation and subsequent transfer to the state.
The reason why it's been awarded at that very particular time is consider to be a very major road that is playing a very tremendously role in the life of the community that lives around this community, which predominantly they are farmer. And by proxy, this road happens to be one of the shortest routes for people living in Zuru on their way coming to Abuja.
The contractor attributes the delays to cost variations and insecurity in the region.
The Kebbi State government is intensifying efforts to attract more investors to the aviation sector as part of its strategy to enhance economic activities in the state. Director General of the Kebbi State Investment Agency, Dr. Muhammadu Kabiru Kamba, revealed this during a courtesy visit to Sir Ahmadu Bello International Airport in Birnin, Kebbi. During the visit, the managing director of the airport, Habibu Mahamadou, commended the administration of Governor Nasir Idris for its strides in the aviation sector. He noted that, unlike before, the airport now hosts more than 2 aircraft companies, marking significant progress in air transport operations in the state. Mahamadou also urged the swift completion of the cargo terminal currently under construction, highlighting its potential to further boost the airport's economic prospects by facilitating trade and exports. Director General, Kebbi State Investment Promotion Agency, emphasized that the agency has developed strategies to attract investors, taking advantage of the state's strategic location near 2 African nations, positioning Kebbi as a potential hub for regional commerce and trade.
This is one very important gateway into our state, and it is very important for us to establish that relationship in order that we could use the airport space and also the airlines to promote and advocate our opportunities in Kebbi State. Even before now, the Sir Ahmadu Bello International Airport is one of the most advanced airports with advanced technologies. We are aware of that, and we also are aware of our strength as a state at the border of West Africa. We think that we are out to take advantage of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, especially because we are the closest location to all West African states, Burkina Faso, Niger, Benin, Senegal, and so on. And I think we will advocate that across the world. Those who know, those who don't will know. We will surely do what we have to do to bring that to the fore.
Thank you. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has expressed its deepest condolences to Nigeria following a catastrophic tanker explosion in Jigawa State, which claimed numerous lives and left many others severely injured. The tragic event has sent shockwaves through the local community and drawn attention from both national and international organizations. In an official statement issued by the Saudi Arabian Embassy in Nigeria, the kingdom conveyed its heartfelt sympathy to the victims and their families. The Saudi embassy further expressed its support for those recovering from injuries and assured the Nigerian government and people of continued assistance. And that's it on this edition of Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iwiwu. Stay safe.